Hi, my name is Meggan Herr, and I'm a student at North Park University School of Professional Studies under Professor Trevor James. And today we'll be talking about privacy. Is your personal information protected on the internet? And how do we feel about third parties getting our information through apps that we have downloaded? Companies have learned that they can get your information and make money off of it. So transactions that used to be just between you and the vendor are now between you, the vendor, and the third party that they are sharing your personal information with in order to make monetary gains off of you. When we're logged into Google and we make a search, that is being tracked by cookies as well as Facebook. I don't know how many times I have searched for something and then it appears in my feed on Facebook. Or you start getting emails that are in regards to things that you have searched. We need to be paying more attention to the terms and conditions that we agree to when we're downloading apps. Because most of us, we see that somebody else has an app and we figure, well, it must be good enough for all of these people to have it. What's the harm in me having it myself? When in reality, we're just agreeing to something that we have no idea what it's looking for. There are a few vulnerable areas to cover, such as privacy invasive technologies, social media, and public records, being a few of the ways that people can obtain your personal information very easily and use that against you. According to Spinello, user data that are extracted and aggregated by digital companies and data brokers come from multiple sources. Many apps available for smartphones and other devices also collect data, which are often made available to third parties. It is now up to us to decide whether this privacy invasive technology is something that we are going to allow, or if we think the government should step in and make more laws regarding regulating this information and who gets it. Like I said with Facebook, if you're searching for something and now it's on your news feed, it's almost invasive to think that somebody is watching you. They think they're being helpful, so some companies don't think that they're doing anything wrong in watching what you do. But I find it very creepy, and I'm not a big fan of it. I think that there should be something in a more bold print, not in a bunch of terms and conditions, that lets me know that they're going to be recording my searches and watching everything that I'm doing. Many people don't realize that the cookies that are downloaded onto their computers for us to be tracked, they can be cleared every time you delete browser history, and they should be cleared daily, or if not, maybe even weekly. But unless these are cleared out, websites can keep these for years, and we would never know that that's how they are adjusting the way that we are seeing things through our own media. In January of 2019, Klobuchar and Senator John Kennedy introduced the Social Media Privacy and Consumer Rights Act, bipartisan legislation that would protect the privacy of consumers' online data by improving transparency, strengthening consumers' recourse options when a breach of data occurs, and ensuring companies are compliant with privacy policies that protect consumers. But we do see that we even tell on ourselves on social media, and we leave too much information out there that then other people can get and pass along to others. We need to be careful with what we're putting out there, as we can only be protected so far from the government and the laws that they are putting in place to protect our information. It is now easier than ever to find personal records on individuals just by doing a simple name search online. You can find out criminal history, their address, any other previous addresses, and anything they have that is going through courts just by simply going onto government websites and either paying for the information, or there's sites such as Judicia in Illinois and CaseNet in Missouri that you can find this information for free just by simply searching somebody's name. This information can then be used to go ahead and breach somebody's privacy and make it a lot easier for criminals to take this information and take somebody's identity with just a small extra piece that they have found online from somebody. Though it is suggested that privacy is becoming less important as technology evolves, I don't believe this to be true. What I do believe to be true is that the younger generation doesn't realize that they're exposing so much of their information that could be used against them. So in order to proceed and protect this information, these younger generation needs to know the consequences of putting their information out there and what happens. They need to know how that can be used against them and be more educated, possibly in school, to have these classes on technology and see how their information can be breached so they can rein it in a little and not put so much on the internet. Social norms may be evolving, but that doesn't mean our privacy is gone. Our culture has changed, but we can honor our values by not exposing other people's privacy, only letting out there what we want people to know about ourselves. But we also have to be smart enough to know that this information can be found by employers, by law enforcement, by friends, family, and people will judge you and base decisions off of what you post on social media. So if you want to value yourself and value others, then you'll need to just monitor and edit what you put out on social media so that you know you can put the best person out there that you would like somebody to see. In the end, in order to solve the issue of privacy, a group effort will be needed. The government can only put into place so many laws to protect us. We must also learn to protect ourselves. All parties should strive for a utilitarianism approach, as in do the most amount of good with the information shared on the web for themselves as well as others. Schools as well as employers should provide more educational courses and resources to show how little information is actually needed to steal someone's identity. Also, courses should include ways to erase cookies and find privacy policies more easily to know what information is being taken from us and recorded. Companies creating applications should put in layman's terms what information they will share to third parties before you download an app so you understand what you're signing up for at the get-go. I also believe that the government has the right to share court information to the public, but people should also be aware if they're on a site like that, invisible, they're going to be more easily accessible to someone trying to pry into their information and must be that much more careful. All in all, with the way society is evolving, we all need to be more careful and wary of what we are signing up for and accepting terms and conditions to.